Hey guys, Dad and Dirt Garden Services here with you this morning. What we're going to talk about today and what we're going to cover is watering your plants after the sun's come up. Kind of a strange situation, but a lot of us are busy and we're not necessarily be able to get to our gardens. It's early in the morning, so what I'm doing right now, it's about 10 o'clock in the morning. The sun's already up, but I'm going to show you how you can water your plants and keep them safe and still get them the amount of water that they need. Make sure that your soil level is moist and everything without harming your plants. All right, so let's cover this. This is what we're doing. What you want to make sure of with your plants is that you don't get the leaves wet. You want to get as low on those plants as possible. There's different ways you can do this. You can do it with a drip irrigation, but a lot of people don't necessarily have a drip irrigation system. So if you're watering from the top like how I have to do, what I do is make sure that I don't notice I'm not getting these leaves wet. I'm watering from the bottom, okay? I am watering at the soil level. It makes a very big difference. Notice how that water is still draining towards other plants. Again, not getting leaves wet. I'm below the plant level. I'm down at the soil level. Watering inside. Even on the smaller plants, I'm still covering, making sure that I get at the soil level. I'm not getting those leaves wet on those plants. What happens is you can get a fair amount of burnage going on. You can burn those leaves by having them wet while they're out here in this covered sun. Even look at these cucumbers. Notice how the cucumbers, same thing. Watering down to the lower level. Let's go over here where it's a little more shaded. Again, same thing. Watering at the soil level, not getting those leaves wet on the upper part of the plant. Notice some of these plants are already getting some sun damage, like a little bit of wilting and whatnot from the sun there. You know, that's an issue you want to try to avoid. And if you got those wet, you would definitely burn those even more. These lettuces, I'm still avoiding getting those lettuce plants wet up at the top. They may get a little more wet at the bottom level, and that's okay because they have coverage. When the shade comes up from the sun gets at the highest level. Doesn't bother these guys are still dry. But down the soil level, that's where I have the moisture. Once again, even over in the herb section, you can still do the same, apply the same technique. You're trying to water at the soil level, getting down to the soil and not necessarily getting the leaves wet on the plants. Very big difference. Makes all the difference in the world when that sun gets up and gets hot. We are here in South Carolina. It's probably expected to be about 90 degrees today. So we're making sure that we get down in here and water at the soil level and not getting the plants wet on the upper levels. Plants like these, like beans, you kind of want a trickle down effect. These plants are going to pretty much keep the soil moist underneath them because they kind of act like trees. So what I'm doing is I'm going to the highest level. This bed actually goes downhill a little bit, so the water from here will just settle down into the rest of the plants there and kind of feed them. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go down inside of the plants. Try to go down inside and see if I can get to that lower level soil and get them wet underneath. Again, I'm trying my best. I cannot put as much importance on making sure that we do not get these plants wet on the top, the leaves wet. That is what we are not going for here. Avoiding that. Just to reiterate the things that we discussed today, we talked about watering at the soil level. Now, as I said, you can achieve this by doing a drip irrigation. You can have a watering system underneath your beds. Some people necessarily have to water from the top, just like I do. And so you can, as long as you keep those leaves from getting wet so that the sun doesn't burn them, I think you're going to be in a good situation. So thank you guys for joining us for another episode. This may be a little shorter than some of the episodes that we've gone over, but it's something that's very important. A lot of people have questions about this, and so we wanted to address it. Dad and Dirt Garden Services. Check with us on Facebook. We're doing new and bigger things, and let's get growing, guys.